Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to this week's installment of Motivation Monday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pam Worsey, and I'm a wellness coach, mindfulness mentor, yoga instructor, coming to you live every week with a new wellness topic to help you step in to the highest and best version of you and live life at the highest level, feeling well, mind, body, and soul. And what that means for me is really to be happy, healthy, and completely fulfilled. And you can do that right where you are. I'm so excited to chat with you today. This actually is recorded, pre recorded, because I'm on my way to Australia and will be flying over the ocean when Motivation Monday is supposed to go live. So I pre-recorded it here in my hotel before I take off for my day. I'm so excited. This has been the dream come true for me. I've wanted to go to Australia since I was a little girl. So I'm pumped to go there to share about it. I will be doing a yoga class while I'm down there. I may do a live while I'm there as well, depending on if time allows. But my goal is to be completely present in this experience because who knows if I'll have it again. And I plan to enjoy it to the fullest. So before we get into today's topic, I'd like us to take a second, sit nice and tall. And let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out. And again, one more time, in through our nose and out. So today's topic actually comes as a result of my own travel experience so far. I've been really paying attention to how I'm showing up in my trip, and I've had some really great experiences. Really doing things differently than I did before, which is always a true sign that you're growing and changing and evolving into the person that you want to be. And I just love really bringing awareness to that. So I'm super excited, but I did notice something that it was very interesting to me. And so I decided to make that the topic of today's live. And it really is about how comfortable are you in taking up space and allowing yourself to live life at the highest level? How well are you taking care of you? How are you at putting your needs and priorities first? I know that I've spoken to a lot of women over these last few weeks who have indicated that they're really struggling with that it's really hard to ask for alone time and me time and you time and to really put in those boundaries and set up those routines that are really going to help you feel well, mind, body, and soul. And I've never, I, well, no, not that I've never, I've really mastered that over these last few years in terms of really putting myself first and making sure that I am putting myself on a schedule, getting up early, going to bed early, really putting in the time for self-care and setting up boundaries with my family and friends and putting my needs first so that I can be my best. I have really done well at that. But I've noticed that when I get out of my regular routine, so for instance, I've been traveling, I kind of shrink back into myself, to my old self. And it was really surprising to see that because, like I said, I thought this was something that I had fully mastered and feel super good about. And I teach women about this all the time. And, I encourage them to put themselves on the calendar and to take care of themselves. And it's a little bit different when you're outside of a routine and you're traveling for sure. Like not everything goes as planned. And I feel like I did a really good job of handling the things that didn't go as planned. But there were a couple of examples I'm going to share with you today to help bring this into focus for you and maybe bring some awareness to your own experiences that I've noticed that I'm going to have to work on to make sure that I am putting myself first in all things, in all instances, because it really living life at the highest level means living life at the highest level and putting yourself and what you want on the calendar. It's okay to want whatever it is that you want. We are meant to enjoy our lives. It's meant to be fun and exciting and all those things. So making sure that you are taking up all the space that you need to experience things in the way that you want to experience them. So here are a couple of examples of how this showed up for me this week, and hopefully it's going to resonate with you. And I'll tell you my plan to overcome what's happening. So I've always been the kind of person who, when I'm traveling, I try to have everything ready. So, have you ever been in front of the person, like behind the person in line who has to like take off their belt and take off their shoes and, take out the laptop, and it seems like they're taking forever. And it's like, guy, can you just like get yourself organized before we get to this point? This is coming. Now, I didn't experience that feeling this time because I'm being more mindful, because I'm being more patient, because it really didn't bother me to be in a place where people ahead of me are taking longer. Like, it didn't bother me. I'm going to get my turn. It's going to be my turn eventually. So I didn't experience that this time, but I have experienced that in the past where I've been really annoyed with the person who's taking forever in the long line, because I just want to get through, get where I'm going, get settled in, and have some downtime before, we have to get moving on our way. I hate to feel rushed or frazzled or any of those things. So I always have myself be prepared. So I was already had everything all prepared. And I noticed when I was put everything through security, I had to take my laptop and put it into a separate bin, because that's what you had to do. And I noticed that there was the security guy who was waiting at the end. He was waiting for my bins as I was collecting my stuff. And he didn't say anything, and he didn't give me a weird look or any of those things. But I had this frantic feeling of, I'm in his way. I am in his way, and I am taking up too much time here. He wants me to move along. So I just grabbed my stuff and hightailed it to one of those tables that are like behind the security. And I left my laptop. Now, I didn't know that I left my laptop, completely forgot that it was in a separate bin, because I had this overwhelming, frantic feeling of, I need to get moving, I need to get out of his way. And that didn't even really occur to me. Now, all was well with the laptop. Thankfully, they got it to Air Canada. Air Canada got it to me. It all worked out. My laptop is here with me, and I will be very careful from now on. And that wasn't even the thing that brought awareness to it for me. It was when I went to sit on the plane. So I went to sit on the plane, and again, I am one of those people who really prefers to be able to get on before the person that I'm going to be sitting with when I'm traveling alone, because, well, you're next to someone you don't know. So when I'm traveling with my husband, I don't care, because I can take all the time in the world, and I can, whatever, or with a friend or something like that. It's no big deal. But I clearly have this underlying concern with disrupting others, with being annoying to somebody else, with taking up too much time and space and getting on that person's nerves and making their experience less than desirable. So yes, it's good to be considerate. It's 100% beautiful thing to be a considerate human being. But I was hungry and I needed to charge my phone, and I had a banana and I had my charger in my bag. But because he was already sitting in the seat when I took my seat, which was inside of him, so I was in the window, he was in the aisle, I just rushed to push everything underneath the seat, get what I needed, which was the charger and the banana. But then I thought, no, I don't need that right now. It's only an hour flight. I can wait until I get to Toronto and get something to eat and charge my phone and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really in like desperate need of any of those things, except that I was hungry and except that my phone was at 20%. Like, it was so ridiculous. So it didn't even occur to me until after I had landed and got to the hotel, that I shrunk into myself, that I didn't take up the space and the time that I needed to give myself what I needed because I was interacting with a stranger and because I didn't want to make his experience less than. So I made my experience less than to accommodate him. Now I have absolutely, he seemed like a lovely man. We didn't really speak, but I mean, he was some kind of businessman. But it was just, I thought about it after. I'm like, it's so ridiculous. Like, it is so ridiculous to put the needs of a stranger ahead those of my own because I'm afraid of being annoying. Whether or not, what if I annoy him, that's his issue, not mine. It's not like I'm going to be in there elbowing my way through, or I'm going to be, you know, coughing on somebody, or I'm going to be, you know, a horrible human being. All I'm trying to do is get a banana and a charger. That would take me minutes. There's no need to rush. There's no need to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to make somebody else comfortable. And it just, I just couldn't believe that this had happened and that I was still repeating these kinds of patterns. I've gotten so good at it in my daily routine, my daily life, and all the things. But when it came to encountering a stranger and potentially making them uncomfortable, it made me super uncomfortable. So I, I just wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to really invite you to look at where you do this in your own life. Where are you shrinking yourself and keeping yourself small so that your experience is less than in making other people comfortable? I don't know that man. I don't know the security guy. For me to take an extra 5 to 10 minutes to give myself what I need is not an inconvenience. It is okay. I am permitted to enjoy my experience in the same way that everyone is permitted to enjoy theirs. It I don't I don't have any control over someone else, how someone else feels. That person next to me could be annoyed because I breathe too loudly. I can't help that. Like, so I'm not responsible for other people's experiences. I'm only responsible for my own and yes, I want to be a considerate human being, but not at the expense of hurting myself and at making my experience less than. And I think that is a lesson that we need to learn. And I think the way we learn it is by giving ourselves unconditional love and grace. And that is what has inspired me to create a new wellness workshop that is coming up at the end of November, November 28th. It's called Fall in Love with You, I think. I've totally forgotten the name of it. I have it all written out. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be so good, but it is really all about falling back in love with the person that you are, putting yourself back on the calendar, and really bringing an awareness to the thoughts, the feelings, and beliefs that are keeping you stuck in the same repeating patterns. Because I can give you all the tools. I can teach you how to set up a self-care routine. I can tell you how to set up a morning and evening routine. I can encourage you what to do for how long and all that stuff. And that will have an impact on your life as long as you let it. But the practices will help you 100%. They will. The practices will help you. But really, what I want to help you uncover is why you are so hesitant to implement and keep going with the practices consistently. What is it about you that makes you believe that you are not worthy of taking up all the time and space that you need to be the healthiest, happiest, most fulfilled version of you? It feels selfish, I bet. I'm willing to bet there's something inside you that think that it's selfish, that we are meant to give. And I'll say it 100 times, I'll probably say it 1,000 times more. You give more when you take care of you. You have more to give when you're taking care of you. You're less angry, you're less resentful, you're less frazzled, you're less stressed, you're all the things when you're taking better care of you. And loving you is where that all begins. Loving the incredible person you are just for being you, for being born. There's no one else in this world who is you and who has the same talents and gifts as you and who thinks the same way and does the same things. And Yes, there are similarities and there are commonalities and all those things, but nobody else is exactly you with what you have to offer. So I want to teach you how to take up all the space that you need to be the incredible person that you are all the time, and to feel so amazing about who you are, where you're going, what you're doing, and that will inspire you. When you love yourself more, that will inspire you to do the things that make you feel so good about yourself. That is really where it comes from. And clearly, I have some work to do on this. I'm good in my day to day with people that I know and love, but in terms of taking up space with strangers, that is something that I have to practice on. So I have two more flights today, and a great big long one coming up. And I am going to put this into practice. I'm going to be very mindful of how I'm feeling, and I'm going to try and calm myself down when I start feeling that discomfort of I'm making somebody else uncomfortable, and just feel into what do I need in this moment and give myself more of that, so that I can have the best experiences possible. And I'm willing to bet that that is going to make everyone around me more comfortable too. The fact that I'm comfortable in myself, that's going to make them be more comfortable in themselves. Maybe that person next to me, sitting next to me on the plane, is feeling the same kind of anxiety that I am about not wanting to move around too much or not wanting to get up too much. This is going to be a 14-hour flight. I am going to need to move. I was having such anxiety about potentially having a window seat and having to climb out over somebody. We're all on the same boat. We're all on the same flight for 14 hours. Everyone is entitled to move. Everyone is entitled to get up and move around. It's okay. Take up space. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. And that will inspire the people around you to do the same. I am just hoping and praying that in showing up in a way that really honors who I am and where I'm going, that also gives the permission to someone else around me to do the same, inspires them to take what they need, to give themselves what they need, because that is what I want for everyone. I want everyone around me. I don't want to give to myself and take from anyone else. I want to give to myself, and I want everyone around me to give to themselves, so that we can all be the highest versions of ourselves and feel just so amazing and incredible all the time. Imagine if we all just felt amazing all the time, that we were pouring love into each other, that we were just giving ourselves what we needed and inspiring others to give themselves what they needed, and just making the world a better place by being who we are. How amazing does that feel? It feels so good. So good. I hope that was helpful. I am traveling for the next 2 days. I don't know how connected I'm going to be. I know that PJ Time with Pam is going to be postponed until I return, because there's no way to make that work in a different time zone with all the things that I'm going to be doing on this trip. There's so many exciting and fun things, but I will be sharing about my journey on Instagram, on Facebook, and I will be sharing any ahas that come up as I'm going in terms of mindfulness and really becoming more aware, so that I can bring those to you and hopefully help you grow and expand and feel more comfortable about the amazing person that you are. And also, do not forget that I still have beautiful wellness programs available to you if you are ready to jump into a healthier, happier, more fulfilled version of you right now. I have 3 amazing programs: the Mindfulness Movement, which helps you create your own wellness routine; Bloom Into You, which is my 6-week give you all the practices so you have a wellness roadmap that will carry you through the rest of your life; and Living Well, which is my 12-month high touch, high value program. It's a 1-year program where we really dig into these kinds of things and help you step into the best version of you that has everything she wants and feels as amazing as she deserves to feel. It really is about digging into the nuts and bolts and not just giving you the practices and saying, here, go do it, but helping you through it with like weekly accountability, weekly coaching sessions, weekly yoga and meditation sessions. Plus, when you're in my Living Well program, you get access to all my other programs as well. So you would also get access to Bloom Into You. You also get access to the mindfulness movement, and you get to just take your time, enjoy the process, and really understand yourself at a different level. I am part of a coaching program, and I promise you, I would not have had so much success as I've had this year without that love, support, and commitment from a group environment. And it is a group program, it's not a one on one program. There's such value in community and in doing it alongside others that I knew it had to be a group program because we hold each other accountable and we cheer each other on. And we are there for each other when we stumble and fall, and we are there for each other to celebrate the wins because we should be celebrating the wins. All the information for all of these programs is going to be a link in the comments. You can go and read about all of them. I have pages created with all the information for all of them. If you have any questions, please let me know. Take up the space you need. Don't be afraid to give yourself what you need so that you can feel as amazing as you deserve to feel. That's it for me today. All the love and light from my heart to yours. Take care of you. Bye.